Welcome to another edition of SKNIS Week in Review, a weekly program that highlights some of the top stories of the work of the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. Coming up, St. Kitts and Nevis now recognized as marquee tourist destination by Florida Caribbean Cruise Association. Government moving forward with plans to relieve water shortages in communities in St. Kitts. Registration nears for households earning less than $3,000 monthly. More than 600 families to benefit from government's post-hurricane relief program. St. Kitts and Nevis made history on Monday, July 16, by being recognized by the Florida Caribbean Cruise Association, FCCA, as a marquee tourist destination with the arrival of the 1 millionth cruise passenger to grace the shores of the Twin Island Federation. Speaking at a plaque exchange ceremony to mark the significant event on July 16, on board the Royal Caribbean International's Freedom of the Seas, CEO of the St. Kitts Tourism Authority, Raquel Brown, stated that achieving the milestone was no coincidence as they have worked tirelessly with Royal Caribbean. Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Lindsay Grant, stated that the arrival marked a momentous occasion for St. Kitts and Nevis. The government is moving in the right direction, said the tourism minister, adding that with the help of Royal Caribbean as a major stakeholder, it will continue to move forward. Federico Gonzalez, who is the Associate Vice President of Government Relations for Latin America, the Caribbean and South Florida for Royal Caribbean Cruises Limited, said that the journey to achieve the marquee status has been challenging, but through the commitment from the people of St. Kitts tourism industry and Royal Caribbean, the mission was able to be completed. During the sitting of National Assembly held on July 13, Minister of Human Settlement, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, gave some vital updates on projects that are taking place in his ministries. While speaking on his recent travel to Mexico, Minister Hamilton announced that he signed an agreement for the gut stabilization project, which is important for the safety of commuting residents, especially in the city area. He indicated that the project will start with the College Street gut, which is a safety hazard for motorists and pedestrians during heavy rainfall.
This gut stabilization is important to us. The work will be concentrated in the first part on College Street gut. I'm sure you're aware, Mr. Speaker, that is one of the guts that, when heavy rains fall, creates a serious hazard to persons who operate in the business places downtown, shutting off sometimes our main road.
Minister Hamilton also commented on the Spooner's Ginnery Restoration Project, stating that Phase 1 has begun thanks to a grant received from United States Ambassadors Fund for Cultural Preservation in the sum of approximately US $68,000 and EC $300,000 from the Ministry of Finance. He also touched on the housing program, highlighting that houses have been built in almost all constituencies since government came into office in 2015. He also noted that programs like HELP have assisted residents in doing minor repairs to their homes. He said that to date, the program has allocated more than EC 1.5 million, with a total of EC 3 million to be dispersed before the program ends. Residents in St. Kitts currently affected by water rationing have been assured that relief is on the way. Minister responsible for public utilities, Honorable Ian Patches Liburd, announced in the federal parliament on Friday, July 13, that the Water Services Department has collaborated with Royal Utilities, the supplier of desalinated water to the St. Kitts Marriott Resort, to link with public system in order to provide the Frigate Bay area with 500,000 gallons of water per day. Negotiations are currently taking place to determine the fees. Additionally, the government is in discussions with the United States-based company Bedrock Exploration and Development to resolve outstanding issues that will connect the approximately 1 million gallons of water now available from 2 wells in the Shadwell area. The government contracted BEAD in 2015 to drill new wells that can provide new sources of potable water. Drilling in several areas has been done, with the most advanced site being the 2 new wells in Shadwell. Wells have also been drilled in Challengers, Old Road, and Keon.
The government is committed to further exploration of our groundwater resources, as Ocean Earth Technology has done preliminary work and has identified several potential well sites that will add another 1 million gallons per day to the system.
Areas currently affected by water rationing include sections of Bastia, Bird Rock, Frigate Bay, St. Peter's, New Road, Shadwell, Pine Gardens, and Keon to Keys. Minister Liburd implored consumers to practice water conservation, such as fixing leaking pipes, washing vehicles using a bucket rather than a hose, and to avoid watering lawns unless the water is recycled. Several organizations and individuals received much-needed financial support from the Ross University's School of Veterinary Medicine when the school donated close to EC 80,000 as part of its education outreach initiative. The checks were distributed during a recent awards ceremony at the university's campus in West Farm. Donations were made to the Ministry of National Security to go towards the police's annual summer camp to assist with the ministry's effort to reach at-risk youth and reduce juvenile delinquency. To the Bastia High School chemistry team for its BHS chemistry lab project that is aimed at providing BHS students with a space for lab-based experimentation to help prepare them for their final regional exams, and to the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force to help with offering relevant current education and training which will assist officers with doing their jobs more effectively and make their agencies more successful. The individuals who benefited are expected to use the money for their educational pursuits. Tuition support was given to the Constable Travis Henry, who is currently entering his final year of study in criminal justice with a focus on digital forensics, and Kieron Eddy, who is presently in Trinidad and Tobago studying for a Bachelor's of Science degree in agriculture. Ross University has been in St. Kitts over 30 years. RUSVM Dean Dr. Sean Callanan said that this approach was in line with the view that people could be given opportunities through education in a number of areas. The 16th annual Summer Safety Program, organized by the St. Kitts and Nevis Fire and Rescue Services, got off to an excellent start on Monday, July 16, with hundreds of children eager to make new friends and learn safety practices that they can apply in their daily lives. The camp runs from July 16 to 20, 2018, and caters to 300 children between the ages of 5 to 12 years. It will be held simultaneously at the Bastia Fire Station, Edgar T. Morris Primary School in Tabernacle, and Sandy Point Primary School. Chief Fire Officer Everett O'Garo, Delta Petroleum's Regional Manager Bevis Sylvester, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Security Osmond Petty, and Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris attended the opening ceremony in Bastia. Mr. Sylvester got the fun rolling early by announcing that each child will receive a voucher of $15 that can be used to purchase any product from Delta Petroleum. 2 trivia questions also saw cash prizes of $200 and $500 being presented to several individuals. The funds must be used to purchase books. Prime Minister Harris saluted Delta Petroleum for accepting its corporative social responsibility by contributing to the summer camp. Delta Petroleum has been on board for 3 years and donated $5,000 this year, the highest yet, to offset some of the costs associated with hosting the program. The donation makes them the primary private sponsor. Dr. Harris commended the organizers of the annual program, which includes the team in Nevis who successfully hosted the summer program for about 100 children during July 9 and 13. The model, he explained, of hosting camps in Nevis, Bastia, Tabernacle, and Sandy Point provides geographic accessibility, which makes it conducive for the children to learn in a familiar environment. The theme for the 16th annual summer program is protecting the future of our federation through fire safety awareness. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis is one step closer to fulfilling a key policy agenda item that will provide much-needed assistance to lower-income families who are struggling to make ends meet. During his monthly press conference on Tuesday, July 17, Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, announced that registration for households which are earning below $3,000 EC per month will run from the period of August 1st to 15th. The initiative falls under the Social Assistance for Economically Challenged Households program. Prime Minister Harris recognized persons who assisted the government in ensuring that the program was officially initiated.
I record my appreciation to Permanent Secretary Beverly Harris and her team at the Ministry of Sustainable Development and the team at the Department of Social Development for partnering on effecting an appropriate questionnaire that will provide the critical data undergirding the delivery of another major promise by Team Unity.
Dr. Harris explained that his administration is on the right path to assisting persons within the Federation. 13 community centers were identified by the Ministry of Social Development and Gender Affairs. The full list of venues for the registration program will be revealed shortly by the Ministry of Social Development. Enumerators will be present in each of the community centers on St. Kitts to help fill questionnaires that need to be completed by each household as a first step in the process. Individuals are asked to take note that only one questionnaire should be completed by each household. The data collected will later be verified and analyzed to ensure that only suitably qualified persons benefit and that there is no abuse. 581 families in St. Kitts have benefited thus far from the government's post-hurricane relief program, which was introduced to assist residents with home repairs resulted from damages caused by Hurricanes Irma and Maria in the 2017 Atlantic hurricane season. At his monthly press conference on July 17, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris updated the nation on the progress of the program that has significantly impacted the lives of hundreds of persons.
Our hurricane relief program has so far assisted 473 families with materials and labor costs across the length and breadth of St. Kitts, from St. Paul's to Bastia via Cayon, and from Bastia to Newton Ground via Old Road. To date, we have spent over $3.5 million to help put our people's homes in a better position in 2018 than they were in the aftermath of the hurricanes. Additionally, I'm pleased to report that 108 persons received concessions and building materials total in the aggregate just over $1 million.
The Prime Minister added that new homes are also being constructed for Utah Hodge and Renell Taylor, as their homes were rendered uninhabitable after the hurricanes. The post-hurricane relief program is expected to close shortly. Technology has resulted in a dynamic environment for learning in the classroom. Against this backdrop, equipping teachers with upgraded skills to communicate better in the classroom and to make meaningful impact on students through continuing professional development is of great importance. This was echoed on Wednesday's edition of Working for You with Joycelyn Archibald Pennyfeather, Dean of the Faculty of Teacher Education at the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College, CFBC, and Professor Dr. Joel Warrington of the University of the West Indies, UWI, Open Campus. The Dean of Faculty commended the local Ministry of Education for taking the initiative towards professionalizing the teaching profession as a means of ensuring that teachers are recognized as professionals, while Dr. Warrington paid credit to all the ministries of education in the OECS region. He added that professional development forms a strong part of all successful professions that exist today. Thank you for watching this edition of SKNIS Week in Review. See you next week.